here we go. Let's see. Audio working?
Alright,
Yes. Hello, all you beautiful peoples. I'm Animanga Clendor, and welcome back to another Terrible Theory. This is it. This is going to be the last Terrible Theory that I make for my 10th anniversary extravaganza, which ends March 6th. This whole anniversary extravaganza will end on March 6th, this year of 2025. So, this is the last theory that I wanted to. This is the last theory I wanted to make. This is the last theory video that I wanted to make for this whole extravaganza, mainly because, well, Slime Rancher was the game that made me decide to do streaming. Slime Rancher was the game that made me decide that I wanted to do streaming on my channel. And so it feels fitting that the final theory for the extravaganza is going to be a Slime Rancher theory. And also, just to let you know, there will be more episodes of Slime Rancher starting tomorrow. I'm coming back to Slime Rancher. I'm coming back to Slime Rancher tomorrow. I will be continuing my journey through the Grey Labyrinth, and I will not stop until I have opened up every single one of the sundials. Every single sundial, every single closed door, every single slime statue, I will get all of them. The plort doors. I have no idea where any Gordos are, to be honest. I don't think I've. Oh yeah, I found this one. I found this one, but I don't really know where any of the other Gordos are. So that's something else I'm gonna have to find. Like the plort, I'm gonna open up all the plort doors. I'm going to open up all the plort doors. I'm going to pop all the Gordos. I'm going to open up all the shadow plort door. I'm going to open up all the shadow plort doors. And then there's also the different towers where you have to put in like a shadow plort or a prism plort in order to activate them. And I'm going to do all that too. I'm gonna do all of it. This playthrough is not stopping anytime soon. The playthrough for Slime Rancher 2 is not stopping anytime soon. Not until I've done all of that. And then, once I've done all that, I still have a whole bunch of blueprints that I still don't have. There's upgrades that I don't have. There's upgrades that I don't have. Utilities I don't have. Yeah, there's blueprints that I'm missing. There's a bunch of blueprints that I'm missing. So, I am going to get each of those. I'm going to get every single one of them. So, yeah, that is my goal for this playthrough. I'm going to get all that stuff done. So let's talk about Slime Rancher's lore. So in the first game, we get hints at Slime Rancher's lore. We got little snippets of it, but it never goes too deep. We know that there used to be an ancient civilization that was here on the far range. There was an ancient civilization here on the far range, and we knew that due to the ancient civilization ruins. in the first game. Like clearly clearly these people loved slimes. They worshipped slimes. And then the glass desert. It was so ethereal, so strange. It felt very different than anything else. It felt very different than anything else in the far, far range. And it like the fiery glass in the glass desert had an almost prismatic look to it. And I believe it's because of Rainbow Islands, or more specifically, because of the Prisma core that's hidden here in the Grey Labyrinth, which there is no way we've seen everything the Grey Labyrinth has to offer. Because keep in mind, look at this. Look at this here. See how the rest of this looks exactly the same, but then you've got parts here that look like clouds that need to be cleared off. And then look here. You can see parts of the Grey Labyrinth peeking through the clouds here. Very clearly, this whole area is going to be another update. There's going to be another update. And my guess is that this next update is going to be the final update. My guess is the Prisma core is going to be somewhere in here, in this area. The Prisma core is probably going to be somewhere in here. The next time we get an update, it's going to be the full release of the game. So the full release, and I firmly believe that we are going to get the full release of the game this year. I believe that this year, 2025, is going to be the year when Slime Rancher 2 completes. So, jeez, the drift. I need to get new controllers. I'll have to go do that here in a bit. But in any case, so I believe the reason why the Glass Desert looks the way it does is because is the result of the Prisma core. We know that the Grey Labyrinth is like hidden. The Grey Labyrinth is like hidden behind the wall. The Grey Labyrinth is hidden behind the wall. This whole area here is the Grey Labyrinth, and we are exploring. The main part. We are basically just kind of exploring the main part of it. Probably around here, if I had to guess. So I believe that the Glass Desert is on the other side of the Grey Labyrinth. I believe that the Grey Labyrinth, if you get to the very end, if you get to the other side of the Grey Labyrinth and reach the other side of the wall, you're gonna find a teleporter that's going to lead you to the teleporter that's at the end of the Glass Desert, the one that Hobson said he considered stepping onto. And going on a new adventure. I believe that is a teleporter that leads to the Grey Labyrinth. So it connects the first and second game through that. Now, let's talk a little bit about let's talk a little bit more about the ancient civilization. I firmly believe that the ancient civilization that made the ancient ruins is also the exact same civilization that studied the Grey Labyrinth. We hear from Gigi that the Grey Labyrinth. Was once used by an ancient civilization was looked very different than it looks now. It once looked very different from what it looks now, from how it looks now. And then the Prismacore basically fell onto the planet and began to change the environment. And an ancient civilization basically built the walls of the Grey Labyrinth in order to try to keep the Prismacore contained. Um, and I believe that the Glass Desert is a result of the Prismacore's energy and how they didn't finish making the wall in time in order to stop the Glass Desert from looking the way it does. It became barren. We had to bring life back to the Glass Desert, but it was barren. It was completely barren when we got there, and I believe that that's exactly what happens when the Prismacore's energy goes haywire. It will destroy everything and leave everything as a barren wasteland. Gigi even mentions that if it continues to go out of control, it could just destroy everything. So I believe that that's what's going to happen. Like, everything will become like the Glass Desert, a barren wasteland where no life exists. So, and then the Prismacore is changing everything around here, not just in the Grey Labyrinth, but on Rainbow Islands too. On the Rainbow Islands, the grass is rainbow colored, and there's all these strange different types of weather. You got rain. It'll be raining 1 minute, and then it'll suddenly start snowing the next. And then cyclones will suddenly start showing up, and vines will suddenly start appearing. It will start raining slimes. Hallelujah. And I believe all of this, a lot of these strange weathers that occur, is due to the Prismacore. Like, these are not a lot of these are not normal weathers. The vine tangles, the pollen, the slime fall, turning from rain to snow in a matter of seconds. Like, turning from normal winds to suddenly cyclones all over the place. That aren't even deadly. They're not deadly cyclones. They do chip damage, but they're not deadly. Like, that's not normal. None of this is normal. And it's all because of the Prismacore's energy. It's making everything go haywire. It's making everything in the Rainbow Islands go crazy. And so they built. So the ancient civilization built the Grey Labyrinth in order to keep it contained. But eventually they all either died out or were forced to leave because it became too dangerous. We don't really know for sure if they died or if they were just forced to leave because it was too dangerous to stay. We don't know for sure. But regardless, I do firmly believe in everything I've said so far about the ancient civilization. I believe that is what happened. I believe that the ancient civilization started off on the far range, explored. It created the ancient ruins. That's where they lived, and then as they continued to investigate the area, they discovered the entrance to the Glass Desert. And also the mining site that quickly went bust, the Indigo Quarry, that was part of the ancient civilization as well. That was part of the ancient civilization as well. It was the Indigo Quarry, the ancient ruins, and the Glass Desert. That's what the ancient. Those are the locations that the ancient civilizations visited in the first game, and then they found the teleporter at the end of the desert, the Glass Desert, in order to get to the Gray in order to get to the Gray Labyrinth, and in order to get to the Gray Labyrinth and Rainbow Islands, and that's when the Prismacore hit. So how does this affect Gigi, and as well as like the different notes that we found around the world, all the different notes we have found around the world. How does that affect those? Because as far as the notes go, they often end up sounding like multiple people made them. So, yeah, Gigi. Yeah, the GG log. GG log. I believe there's another one that doesn't say GG log. There's another one that's has a different type of log. But basically, these sound like they came from two people. Sometimes it sounds like it came from Gigi, and other times it sounds like it came from someone else. One person sounds like they know exactly what they're doing with these things, while another person writes like they have no idea what they're doing. So I believe that it's two people making these messages. That it's Gigi and a future Mochi. The future version of Mochi. Now, in a previous video, I mentioned that I think Mochi could potentially be the mother or grandmother of Gigi, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think that maybe Mochi was Gigi's mentor. Potentially she was her mentor, but I don't think that they're related anymore. Instead, I think that Thora and Hobson are Gigi's parents. Because Thora, earlier in the game, we did hear that Thora and Hobson are trying to have a child. I mean, at their age, it's kind of dangerous to be having a child. Their bodies are so old that I don't think her body would be able to handle childbirth. But in any case, I believe that Thora and Hobson are Gigi's parents. That she was born and raised on the Far Far Range, maybe becoming Mochi's student and learning from her. And something happened. Something happened in her time. Something happened in her time. The Prismacore went out of control and it destroyed everything. The Rainbow Islands and the Far Far Range as we know it. It became barren, a barren wasteland, just like the Glass Desert. And I believe that Gigi came back in time. Gigi basically, she came back in time because she did say we would meet. She did say we would meet her. So she would have come back in time and sent several of the notes. Whereas Mochi also sent some of them back in time to try to help Beatrix, to put them in places where she thinks Beatrix would visit, because she knew Beatrix. So she basically sent a bunch of these to the past to try to help Beatrix guide her towards the Gray Labyrinth. So Gigi came back in time. She's from the future, and she is trying to stop the tragedy from occurring. The tragedy that wiped out everything in the far, far range and the Rainbow Islands. Like she's trying to stop that tragedy from occurring. So she's going to need Beatrix's help to do that, because clearly Mochi, Thora, and Hobson all had excellent things to say about Beatrix. They all had amazing things to say about Beatrix. But she needed a way to actually she needed a way to contact Beatrix. She needed help getting Beatrix into the Grey Labyrinth. So that's why she reached out for Victor. That's why she reached out for Victor, and she gained his trust. So that way, Victor would hand over blueprints for the light reflectors to Beatrix. All of this is in service to her intention to save the Grey Labyrinth, the Rainbow Islands, and the Far Far Range from the effects of the Prismacore. They need to destroy it. It's the only way to save. It's the only way to save this. It's the only way to save this world. And that brings us to what I think. That brings us to the present, and what I think is going to happen in the final update. I believe. So I've basically seen everything there is to see as far as like actual story content for this update. I've already seen everything there is to see as far as story content for this game, for this current update. I mean, obviously, I still have to open up all the different sundials and pop the Gordos and open up the door, open up all the doors, the plort doors and all that stuff, and I have to get all the blueprint. I have to get all the blueprints, make everything from the blueprints. So there's still plenty more that has to be done. There's still plenty more that has to be done. But there's still plenty more that has to be done. But as far as where I think the story itself is going to go, I believe that we are going to meet. I believe that I believe that in the next update, we are going to meet Gigi. We are going to physically meet her. Like, we were actually going to see a character, an actual character model, a full-on 3D character model. We will meet her, and and she will guide us through the process of collecting whatever we need to collect and building whatever we need to build in order to destroy the Prismacore. And then we'll have to go around and unlock the map for the rest of the Grey Labyrinth. And, you know, pop any Gordos, collect any new slimes, make whatever combinations we want. Open up all the chests or sundials, I guess they're doing in the Grey Labyrinth, and the slime doors. Do all of that stuff, and then at the very end, we end up destroying the Prismacore. However, the Prismacore's energy is what allowed. I believe the Prismacore's energy is what allowed Gigi to come back in time in the first place. That because time works differently with the Prismacore's energy, it's what allowed her to come back in time in the first place. And by destroying it, she also destroys her only chance of returning home. So I believe that is what's going to happen. But it's not all bad, because I'm pretty positive that her and Victor have a bit of a romance blooming in this game. So I feel like she's going to end up her and Victor are going to end up together, and then she'll probably end up meeting with Thora, Hobson, and Mochi, in order tell them who she is. And I don't think we're gonna get to see actual 3D models of all the characters. I think that at the very end we're gonna get we're gonna get a cutscene. We're gonna get a cutscene, using like this style of animation. We're gonna use like this style of animation. We're gonna use this style of animation to see all the characters, and to see everyone just celebrating. It's going to be like a series of still images, similar to what happened at the start of the game. Similar to what happened at the start of the game, where you see a series of still images that just slightly move. And I believe that's how I believe that's how the game is going to ultimately end. The day is saved. Gigi can't go back to her time, but she can have a new future here with Victor, and she could still have her family and her mentor with her. And her best friend Beatrix. I do think that her and Beatrix are becoming good friends. So yeah, that's it. That's how. That is what I believe is the lore of Slime Rancher. What I believe the lore of Slime Rancher is, and where I think the story is going, and how I think this story is going to end. So, let me know in the comment box below what you think. Do you think that the story is going to end this way? Do you think that do you think the story is going to end this way? Do you think that the Prismacore is the Prismacore is what caused the glass desert to form in the first place? Do you think that Thor and Hobson are Gigi's biological parents? Let me know in the comment box below what you think of this. What you think of this theory. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I've been thinking about this a lot. And this is just the story that makes the most sense to me. So, I will be doing more episodes of Slime Rancher once I have gotten 1,000 shadow plorts. I currently have 500. I currently have 500, but I do have a system. I have a system in place. I have moved these 3 teleporters to different locations in the Grey Labyrinth. Here, here, and here. There are different hallways. There are different hallways. There are different hallways. Let's see. Yeah, it's basically this whole area. It's basically this area, and then through here, leading up here, here, and over here. And that's basically the route that I have to take. That's basically the route I have to take every single time. And I can get anywhere from 20 to 50 plorts. I get anywhere from 20 to 50 shadow plorts every time I go through that route. And that's why I have a whole bunch of food, because I'm just constantly shooting food out. I'm constantly shooting food out, trying my best to hit the shadow slimes. So I have a system going. It's working. And once I have 1,000 shadow plorts, I'll be back. And I do intend to get the rest of them. Today and tonight. And then tomorrow we'll be back. And I'll use those 1,000 shadow plorts in order to open up every single one of the Shadowplort doors. The Shadowplort doors, well, no, I need to open up the plort doors first, which means I need to know exactly how to open each of them. I need to look that up. Because I don't want to, like, go to each one, and then have to come back after going to each one. So I will find out about the plort doors. That's going to be the next episode, and then honestly, I'll probably end up doing Gordos after that. And then after that, I'll spend possibly 2 episodes opening Shadowplort doors. So that's going to be the next like 4 episodes. That's going to be the next like 4 episodes of Slime Rancher. And then after that, it's going to be mostly just grinding up the materials I need for all the blueprints, so I can get everything. And then all of these guys are really hungry, so I'm thinking I'll probably just get rid of them, to be honest, because I have all of their plorts already. I have all their plorts still, so I don't need to worry about any of that. So it's all fine. So that's all fine. So I can just get rid. I can just get rid of all. I can just get rid of all of my slimes and then just replace them. I can just replace all my slimes with new ones. And I was thinking I wanted to, like, change the order of things anyway. So. But I will be taking care of that starting tomorrow. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. That's gonna do it for this terrible theory. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. And I will see you all tomorrow for another episode of Slime Rancher 2. All right. Take care, everyone.